What you about to say?
Go ahead. I'm gonna say this kind of off the topic, but how would you feel? Like, how would you approach? This is something totally different. How would you approach like putting your parents on like opening up a life insurance policy on your parents? Have you ever thought of that?
I know my parents have a life insurance policy. Life insurance policy.
Oh, okay,
I know they got one for sure.
okay.
Like I remember when I was like in the, I want to say like the third grade maybe.
Mm.
Nah, might have been like the fifth or the sixth grade, something like that, fourth, fifth, sixth grade. And I was my mama left like a folder in the car. She went whatever. I'm looking in the car, and I opened it up, and it was like the last will and testament of Angel Rose.
Mm.
And I was like, my mom finna die. Like I don't know what's going
You
on.
went crazy.
Oh, I lost my fucking mind. And I remember seeing that shit, and I was so scared. Like I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was dropping it off to the lawyer, or whatever. You know what I'm saying, to get it handled. I don't even know if Pops had to have been out by then, but that happened. And I remember she was talking about like one of my aunties, like she was talking to Sheed Mama. I mean, yeah, Sheed Mama. And she was,
Right.
yeah, you know, I had to make my will and test like my will because, yeah, I don't want Brijan running out in the streets doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him out here just trying to figure it out.
Right.
Like my aunt, like my grandma, she made a will. Like everybody, like that's a big thing.
That's
like,
a big thing in y'all. Like y'all have had those conversations.
Those conversations have been had, like life insurance. My parents already talked to me about life insurance, about what I'm gonna leave back for my son. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. They've always had those conversations, like with my grandparents when they passed, like from mama's side to pop's side. Like everybody knows who gets what,
Off rip.
who gets the cars, who gets the house, who gets that. My mom ended up giving the homes, the houses to, you know what I'm saying, or however this shit happened.
Right.
Like my auntie got the house now that my mom ended up having.
Gotcha.
So shit happens because they siblings at the end of the day.
Right.
But everybody knows what happens. Like that's a big conversation. Like who gets what? What's
Right.
going to happen after you're not here no more?
Right.
And that's a conversation that I feel like don't happen a lot in the black community.
I don't think so. I've never had. I asked that because I've never had that conversation with because the first thing that they ask you when you filling out your own insurance and shit like that, excuse me, is like, you know, do you want to open up a life insurance policy? I'm like, shit, yeah. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like $5-6,
Yeah.
whatever the cost is. And they go on to continue to ask you like, oh, do you want to open up on different people? Like all your kids or whatever kid that you
Right.
have on.
Right.
And I'm like, hell yeah, open up the insurance policies. Because, you know, you never know what may happen.
Fact.
And you want to have that, like, security
Yeah.
just in case something were to happen, God forbid.
Right.
But I don't think growing up I've ever had that type of conversation, like, with my elders.
Yeah.
Where we all understand that the inevitable is going to happen at some point. All of us going to check out. But I think certain, like, one of my partners died, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. And his brother was like, man, the first words to the thing was like, I never thought I would have to do this. But he sent the link to the GoFundMe. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain shit that we don't, us as a black community, I don't feel like, I can't say us as a community, but I'm only speaking on, you know, my behalf and my family and shit. I don't think we ever had those conversations. And I think that's a conversation that we do need to have.
Nah,
Like,
that's
frequently. Like, oh.
that's a fact.
Because when niggas start checking out, it's like, oh, such and such get this, such a, like, you think you deserving of some shit because you done been through this, but you not written in the will, or you don't even know what the will is.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Or sometimes the will hasn't been updated. Like, you know
Facts.
what I'm saying? Shit like that happens. They've had so many kids since the will has been updated. So now the baby's left out on shit that, you know what I'm saying? They kind of had rights to or whatever. Like, even when PNB Rock, rest in peace, God bless the dead. Like when PNB got killed, like his fiance was saying like he didn't have a will, so we're trying to figure this shit out. Like we just scraping up.
it's just money.
Yeah, we scraping
Sitting.
up money that we can use. It's money that we don't have the rights to that's just sitting there in
Right.
escrow. Like I can't use it, his family can't use it, nobody can use it, and he can't use it because he's not here, but he didn't have a will, so we got to fight the courts, and then while you fighting all that, everybody's trying to find a way to get it more accessible, easier to them. Because your cash cow, if that's the cash cow, the matriarch, the patriarch, or whatever, they've passed away.
Right.
If they've passed away, we all like that. The void that they were filling is empty.
Facts.
So if it's finances, like you know what I'm saying, if it's the breadwinner and they pass away, like everyone is trying to get to that money the fastest. After a while, you know, they mourn. It's the process. They mourn. They're like, okay, now we got to get back to regular
reality.
life. Yeah, we got to get back.
Sets in, yeah.
So we got to figure this out. Oh, you're trying to. Well, let's fight together. After a while, you're gonna start fighting each other, trying to get access.
Trying to get the same.
Because it's easier for me to get it than for both of us to get it.
Facts.
It's easier for one of us to get it than both of us to get it.
Right.
So let's just fight one side, and that way it makes it easier for me to get it because I'm fighting saying that you did something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just a conversation, like you said, needs to be had a lot.
Facts.
And when I seen what happened with Aretha Franklin, these are some of the richest and most, like, these are legends, icons.
Facts.
And if it's happening in their family, imagine what's happening in
normal
Joe Blow and Beaumont. You know what I'm saying? In Houston and San Antonio, whatever. Like these random ass cities, this is happening in our community the most because you gotta first off get a lawyer under retainer just to get that done.
Facts.
To get that handled. So you get that one time, it's like an ink, it's like writing in ink, bro. Like, I don't got enough money to just be having these sessions and keep updating the will because I messed up here or I didn't understand what was going on. Like, these are different conversations that need to be had, like financial literacy, taxes. We need to start talking about wills because we got to start setting up our family and setting up ourselves.
Exactly. Because none of this whole, what do they call it? They call it, fuck, help me out.
What?
I think you just said it.
What, like a contingency plan?
Not a contingency plan. Fuck, Fresco. I done got drunk now.
What you mean?
When they say something about wealth.
Financial literacy?
No, not financial.
Trust?
No, wealth. It's something wealth.
Wealth? Like generational wealth?
Generational wealth. That's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Like how, you know, they throw that generational wealth word out, but it's like, in order for us to even get to that point, we have to understand, okay, this is what I have. This is what you gonna get, this what you gonna get, this, because like you said, it'll cause so much division that we can't even come together to like let this generational wealth continue because niggas don't know what belong to them and niggas feel entitled and deserving of certain shit. So that's just some shit that I've been thinking about the last couple of days. Like, damn, because I've thought about like, oh, I gotta go put a life insurance policy on this person.
Yeah. And
it's like, oh shit, like, how do you have that conversation? Hey, I'm gonna just go put this policy on you. You know what I'm saying? How is that conversation even happening?
Yeah, it's an awkward conversation. In our community, it's like if you're planning for something to happen, it's like you're expecting it to happen. And even though it's the inevitable, it's like if I had crutches, I had a sprained ankle.
Right.
As soon as my ankle heals, I get rid of the crutches because the more and more I keep them crutches in my house, I'm preparing to have a sprained ankle. It's like I'm bringing it onto myself again.
Facts.
That's how, you know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing with the community. Like, nigga, I ain't writing no will. That mean I'm planning myself to die early. Because there's some niggas that spoke about death and they died soon. At some point, you heard somebody talk about death and they passed away. And that's how the superstition passed away. I mean, superstition got passed on and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, it's a conversation that needs to be had, but people get nervous because I'm not about to talk about death. We don't want to talk about death because of the power of life and death.
Facts. It's in the tongue.
All right.
Straight up.
You got anything left for me?
I'm good, bro.
This was a good one. Well, we appreciate y'all tapping into another episode of Great Minds Drink Alike. If you ain't drinking,
you ain't thinking, you heard me?
It's your boy Rico Emilio Fresco Bar III. Some call me Rico, some call me Fresco.
Don't do it.
Some call me Hemi Neutron. But what you will not call me is
Don't call me broke, you heard me?
That shit ain't cute, man. Do not call me broke. Do not do that weird ass shit. I want my motherfucking brother.
It's D-Stacks AD. Mr. Stackamo Blacker himself, you heard me? I'm here in the flesh. Stop playing, you heard me? Mr. 444. We ain't going nowhere, man. We here to stay, man. We got my boy on the back in the camera. What's up? What you doing, man? Talk to him, you heard me?
Shit, it's your boy Young G Malone, a.k.a. G Money, a.k.a. Watch Your Bitch, a.k.a.
Hey, watch
your bitch. Crazy.
Goddamn.
Hey, y'all watch y'all bitch, because he ain't
talking to me.
Hey.
Put a tracker in her purse.
Hey.
Sheesh.
Y'all gonna be on that Kiki Baby Daddy timing.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord.
So now you Usher, nigga?
Not a nigga. He Usher. Huh?
Yeah, Usher.
What do you think I'm going to do to him?
Man.
Hey, man, I ain't going to lie.
Man, we appreciate y'all tuning in, tapping in, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow. We ain't said that in a minute. Like, that's why.
Like, comment, subscribe, follow.
Come on, man.
Make sure y'all save. Like this video. Like this video. Like this video. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Yes, sir.
If you ain't drinking, you ain't thinking, man.
Yeah.
Share the wealth. Don't be stingy with that shit. Share that shit, man.
Yeah.
Great minds, we not thinking alike, but we drinking alike, man.
Yes, sir.
And we out. See y'all soon.